Hey friends, here's the bonus video. You're gonna catch what you're fishing for, what you're using to fish with, right? I don't know a lot about fishing, but I do know that you have to use certain types of lures to catch certain kind of fish and certain kind of bait and certain to catch certain types of fish. You don't primarily catch the opposite kind of fish with, something that they're not genuinely attracted to. See, this is the idea. This morning's video was more churchy, for pastors and churches. This one's primarily based around relationships. See, I see a lot of men that they want to fish with quality time. They want to fish with, gifts. They want to spend all their time with the person they're interested in. They want to spend a lot of money on them. And then there's something that happens when they get married is they are even seriously in dating, that they go back to their old hobbies a good deal of the time. And that might be hitting the gym, that might be hunting, that might be playing video games. I don't know what it is, but what tends to happen is all of a sudden he's comfortable because he's in a relationship now, and so he feels free to express himself and then to go do what he wants to. And she feels unloved because she was under the impression that she was going to continue to get his free time, gifts, doted upon, that kind of stuff. Does that make sense? See, and he's ignorant and she's feeling unloved and uncared for all of a sudden. There's something that's between them. She thought that as the relationship progressed, he was going to keep fishing for, he was going to keep offering what she was hungry for. See, it's the same in reverse. You know, ladies, if you're fishing with your body, you're going to catch every man. But there's a secondary love language, to put that out there, that he's going to be interested in you. It may or may not be the language that you're speaking. And so that's why it's really important to fish with quality time or words of affirmation, physical touch. Um, I don't remember all of them off the top of my head. And not just with the thing that you think that men want. Because what tends to happen is when relationships pursue, you're offering one thing and he's hungry for something else. And then in both cases, I'm not saying it's right, whenever she splits because she's not getting her hunger satisfied, or he splits because he's not getting his, it's not right, because marriage is supposed to be for better or worse. But I do get it, because each individual person has an individual appetite, and they thought that they were going to people think that they're going to get fed one thing by the person that they're with, and if that person changes the menu, it's difficult. And so I don't know how my wife knew everything that was in this book and how to speak to me. I've had to work really hard at it. Kind of an idiot in a lot of ways. But the big idea is that if you want a relationship to be successful, you have to keep fishing, right? You don't ever catch them. You have to keep fishing for what the person that you want to be with is hungry for. See, that brings us to the second book. See, my wife knows all of this stuff. She just came out a relational genius, and I've had to work really hard. But what the second book talks about is who breaks that. See, whenever one person's offended, whenever there's a fight that's going on, what he makes a big deal about is saying, don't stop feeding the other person. You don't solve problems by starving them. Yes, you're mad at them, both ways. Yes, you're mad at them. Marriages, relationships are, eventually they get to, it's for better or worse, whether they're reciprocating or not. So who's the first to make a move to fix a relationship issue? He makes a joke and says the more mature one, right? And our relationship, if I was to take that approach, it would always be Kim, because I'm not. I like to say the first person that sees the problem, right? If you see that there's an issue, there's something going on, you make a move and start serving what they're hungry for. It doesn't matter if you're hungry. It doesn't matter, or if you're feeling like it. It doesn't matter if you're just completely, you've lost your mind. If you want things to get better, especially if you're a follower of Jesus, we don't wait for somebody else to make them better. We make the first move. We start offering again what we know they're hungry for, or we start speaking the language that is love to them. I hope this helps. Don't change the menu on somebody that you want to be with. What you fish for is what you're going to catch. Have a beautiful day.